heading into my 5th season at Pitt, and I've shared with the girls that I believe this is the strongest team we've ever had. Now, how that'll translate, we'll see. We have, every year we've been, I thought, picked a little low in the preseason coaches poll, and this year maybe it's the other way around. But we're returning a lot of players. We made the NCAA tournament last year. Our goal is absolutely to be back in the tournament with a chance to go further. And the way I see the league this year, I think there's about 6, maybe 7 teams that got a legitimate chance to make the tournament and compete for a title, and we're in that mix. I like the group so far. We've added 3 new players. 2 of them are top 100 recruits, and we got a transfer that was top 30 in the nation last year in hitting percentage and was an all-conference selection. And so we're still sorting out how we're working in those players, but feel good about the players coming back. The team chemistry is good right now, but so is everyone's in week 2. So at this point, all signs point to a strong year for Pitt.
Questions?
You were talking to Dan about how you feel like this is the strongest team that you've had in your time here. I mean, how, based on the success that you guys had last year, going to the tournament for the first time in more than a decade, I know that the NCAA tournament could probably be kind of a crapshoot, but what do you feel like is sort of the logical next step for this program this year?
Well, of course we want to go further, but I've been around long enough to know that there's a very small margin between RPI 30 and 60, and a lot of it depends on your seed in the tournament. So our short-term goal is making the tournament, and then we're kind of, we have to see who we draw, and then we're going to have essentially the same group for the next 2 years. We'll lose a couple seniors, but we kind of think over the next 2 years we'll have a really strong team, and we'd like to make a run deep at some point. I know these girls that are sitting on both sides of me they're preseason all ACC selections, and I know when they think back, to losing to Penn State, it stings, and so I think they'll tell you they want to go further. But my goal as a coach is let's get in the tournament first.
I guess for all 3 of y'all, do you enjoy the kind of expectations that come with the group that y'all have coming back? Do you guys, do you kind of relish it? Do you enjoy it?
I definitely enjoy it personally. I always like to set myself with high goals, so I love the fact that Coach Fisher sets our team with really high goals, and just I think he kind of has he sees a bigger picture for us. So that's really nice, because not all the time I feel that we can see it as players, and so I love the expectations. I think it pushes us to a point that we really wouldn't think about as players.
Either of the girls, does kind of getting to that point that you did last year give you more information? You feel like you kind of know what you're up against, what it's going to take to get to the next level now going forward?
Yeah, I think being in the tournament last year and experiencing how challenging the games versus Dayton and Penn State were, I think I learned more of a sense of what it takes to be great and to go very far in the tournament. So Fish has been pushing us all spring, all summer, and now in preseason to keep our expectations high, but also have great attitude and effort and work ethic, and team chemistry, all molding into one to make us be great on the court and to show the nation that we are a hot team and we have a lot of talent and we can go really far in the NCAA tournament.
After making the tournament last season, after clearing a hurdle that the program had for some time, how much of a difference, even just from a sort of an overall mood standpoint, have you guys noticed around the program this season now that you all have sort of gotten to that point?
Someone want me to answer that? our camp numbers are better than they've ever been. There's, more interest in season tickets. There's more high school coaches wanting to come by practice. There's more of a buzz. And just one thing I probably should have mentioned in the opening remarks is our pre-conference schedule. It's really, really tough. So that's, and we're going to have a lot of opportunities to beat top 50 teams in the first 4 weekends. And so, if we can just get in a few of those will be huge to boost our resume to get in the tournament. So I guess part of my confidence in this team was scheduling the way I did.
Yeah, you had talked about camp numbers and season ticket numbers being up there, Dan. So that's something that in the previous years that had kind of been trending up that way, and there was just a big jump this year, or is that sort of a continuation?
I'd say there's a big jump for camps but yeah, it's so in the last 4 years, I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but we were around, I think when I took the job, 140 RPI. We jumped to 82, then 49, and 46, and this last year we finished, I think, 36. So every year it's been a slow build, and so we're pretty determined not to take a step backwards. But every year there's been a little bit more buzz, and so it's exciting to think, what our crowd support will be like this year and in the future.
I know you guys aren't hosting it, but it's going to be in Pittsburgh, the 2019 NCAA Championships. Is that something that's kind of, I guess, been part of that build-up and the excitement of the program?
It's for me. It has, and we haven't inked anything, but I certainly would like. I've talked with Duquesne about being involved in any preseason tournament or a game between us. So I would love for Pitt to be involved in the event, even though we're not the host. I think it'd be. I think there's talk of there being some, some promotional tournaments there, and it could be pretty cool to be, a part of that.
Coach, you don't lose much from last year's team, but one of your key losses was All-ACC first-team starter Jenna Potts. So how tough will she be to replace, and who do you expect to step into that role?
I'll answer it, in a couple ways. She'll be tough to replace as a blocker. I think we've already replaced her offensively. We brought the girl that came in as a transfer, as well as the freshman from Texas, are both pretty strong in the middle offensively, and so I don't think we'll skip a beat there. So that's Chi and Alex Rosignol are the two players that we're really looking at to offensively carry the load. So, but we're still working on their blocking. So, hopefully the balance between the two is we kind of just replaced her. We hope, but she was obviously gave us a lot last year.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a bit of a weird, kind of off the wall question, but for Kamalani, how do you end up from Hawaii here to Pittsburgh?
I was lucky enough to play for Robin Amo Santos. She's a 3-time Olympic setter for the USA team. So she was my coach my sophomore to senior year. And when she played at the University of Hawaii, and so did Fish, so they coached together. And they knew each other, and so I guess they kind of kept a little bit of a connection throughout the years. I think I emailed him first. He came by, watched a game. Something stood out to him, I guess, but it was really the connection with my coach and the connection that he has to Hawaii. And that was also something that brought me here because he lived there for so long, so it was really easy just to have someone that kind of knew how it was, even so far away.
I guess how difficult was it when you're 17, 18, making that decision to be like, okay, I'm going to go however, God knows how many thousands of miles away?
It wasn't as tough as I think most people would think it was. I have always been like really independent, and I've actually always wanted to get far away from home, kind of just like live on my own, like figure things out on my own. And so when I got the offer from Pitt, I was like really excited to come here. Yeah.
It only got tough when she tore her ACL her senior year. Then that got a little, then it got a little tougher for both of us.
Right.